Arcade1up has given us the 5th Street Fighter II cabinet to date in the new HS-5 Champion Edition Deluxe cabinet. That means no riser. Looks more like a real arcade, but is this the best one? We're going to go over everything compared to a couple other Street Fighter II cabinets that I have in this arcade. Here's my full review for the Arcade1up Street Fighter II Champion Edition HS-5 Deluxe cabinet. Unlike other Arcade1ups, the box looks like a box. Kind of reassuring when it's sitting out on your porch, because I did order on Amazon, so it was delivered. This wasn't a store pickup, and I just want to show that, you know, it's not your typical Arcade1up box, but I kind of like it for those home deliveries. And a look inside the box with your owner's manual, your instructions. No spoilers on the back of this though. Pretty much packaged the same as we're accustomed to when seeing an Arcade1up, along with the hardware for the Deluxe. Pretty much everything we're used to seeing, unlike this control panel, which is an extra piece, and there's no yellow on here. Along with the actual panel, there's no yellow, so we can kind of put that one to rest. We are getting that BOE monitor, best on earth. And in case you've never put together a Deluxe or XL, they just slide together at the end. First things first, just look at how the cabinet comes out. You can see underneath the grill covers. You're gonna get this with all the Deluxe. Along with some of the XL, you can see on the Pac-Man right next to it, you do have the grill covers too, and the screw cap covers. All you're seeing on the artwork is that Champion Edition Street Fighter II logo on both the right-hand side and the left-hand side, and it did look plain at first online, but seeing it in person, guys, it looks good. I mean, with the black, it just works its way all the way down. It really blends in. It looks nice. I like how big this comes out. It gives you that dynamo type shape cabinet. And when this comes out, unlike other renders of Street Fighter II, going back to the Capcom legacy, kind of that swan, you know, you'd have to be really tall to lose any of that screen. So going back to the marquee, you're getting that granite style Champion Edition Street Fighter II logo with the Capcom, and actually it's the same artwork as we're getting with Big Blue. And the first thing you say is, well, why, if you have Big Blue, why do you need this cabinet? Get to that in a second. But first I want to go over Mortal Kombat 2 really quick. This was one of the first Deluxe we saw earlier this year, and looking at this control panel, everyone said, like, this is a true midway arcade cabinet. You can see on the sides the way this comes out. And just to point out that you are getting those grill covers, this doesn't come out as far as the new Street Fighter 2, but it does have that midway look. The previous Street Fighter 2 cabinet came in two different styles, the Yoga Flame or the Shinku Hadouken Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. And the thing about this cabinet is it really resembles that Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe, the way that control panel comes out. This is kind of a midway style, and people kind of complained about that, like, why are we getting a Capcom cabinet in a midway look? Well, they got it right this time by giving us a new form factor with Street Fighter 2. The difference between this cabinet and the Deluxe is you got that riser on their 35th anniversary. And Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is actually the same type of cabinet as that Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Shinku Hadouken, or Yoga Flame. And you can see a side-by-side how much higher that control deck is than Big Blue. So they've made some adjustments. Even though you're getting more of like an arcade look from Big Blue, a cabinet that, I mean, just the nostalgia alone, it's an awesome looking cabinet. It's just kind of uncomfortable to play. They did improve with this deck. So I think that's the complete difference when you're talking Street Fighter 2. Like, you know, with this cabinet, it's the control deck. I mean, this is something very new. You can see right here, this line is where the two came together, and I'll actually measure to see if it's the same height, but it's so comfortable. And another thing, what are you noticing? There's no deck protector. This is a completely different texture. Doesn't rub off, waterproof, water resistant. They're giving us something completely new with this cabinet. And guys, it's just the start of what's to come. 37 inches right off the floor from where this control panel starts, and you can see it just works its way up. Actually, the Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe does have it beat. It is higher, just under 38 inches, so I did think that when I installed this yesterday, that this deck was higher, but actually the Mortal Kombat 2 just a tad bit higher on the control deck. What's not higher is this does stand 63 inches high. Mortal Kombat 2 under 61. Now it's not the highest deluxe cabinet. You can see that Fast and Furious is about 64 inches high, even Terminator 2 is 65. But it is higher, and just comparing it to the Pac-Man XL, I mean, here's a side comparison. Pac-Man XL is just a little higher, so you can make the argument, like, can you put an XL and a Deluxe next to each other? I think you can. Street Fighter 2 comes out 20 3/4, and it's your standard Deluxe cabinet, just under 19 inches wide. You are getting the new molded coin doors, and you do have that nice chrome Arcade1up logo. Only downside is, it's too bad they don't light up like you're getting with the Pac-Man XL. And there's actually other Deluxe cabinets that do have light up coin doors. Even the last Star Wars did, so something I'd like to see from Arcade1up going forward, all Deluxe having light up coin doors. I do like that Capcom logo on the bottom though. Really resembles the one we're getting on the bottom of Big Blue. And a sound check, we are getting improved speakers. Ever since they started using these grill covers, it's a nice look. We'll go all the way up to 15. Speakers sound good. It does get loud. I mean, I usually play it. Right now we're at volume 4, I believe. 4 to 7 is about where I personally, 7's kind of loud. Maybe it's just my old age. But I'll leave it at 4. Going over the controls, guys, it's the same. It's the same buttons, the same sticks. Now they are tight. You can hear that. But you know, it's not the hardest thing in the world. If you're not happy with these, they can swap out. You can change everything, but you're getting the same buttons and sticks that we've been seeing in a lot of cabinets, like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe, and so on. Nothing new here from Arcade1up, but you're getting a more arcade accurate look, especially with this control panel. And the bezel is exactly the same as the Big Blue, and probably that first Gen 1 Street Fighter 2 with the 3 games on there. I never got that cabinet, but I know, I mean, this did resemble it. Actually, a funny story is when I did order this on Amazon, I mean, how could you pass up the $3.99 deal that Prime Day had? There was 2 options. You could pick up the new Deluxe or that Gen 1, and I thought, what if they shipped me the Gen 1 by mistake? I mean, how, ugh. I was dreading that until I saw that Deluxe box in front of the house. You know, rest assured I got the right one, but you know, it's easy for people to get these confused because the bezel is exactly the same artwork and that marquee along with the logo on the side. I mean, this was the first logo that we saw from that Gen 1. And when you're looking at the Big Blue, it's the same bezel. It's the same artwork that you're getting, just like the Deluxe. We'll take a look at the 14 games, and a lot of you are aware of this because it's the same game lineup as Yoga Flame and Shinku Hadouken, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, which is the headline game for this cabinet, Super Puzzle Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Pro Gear, Giga Wing, Battle Circuit, Captain Commando, Armored Warriors, Strider, Final Fight, Kane of Dragons, Saturday Night Slam Masters, and Capcom Sports Club. The funny thing is, some of these games, you can actually play someone online. If you had this cabinet, if you had Big Blue and the Deluxe, we could actually play. And if we go to Shinku Hadouken here, which has the exact same lineup, we could play Kane of Dragons right now with anyone else if they came and played the Deluxe. This is one of my favorite cabinets because not only do I like the globe, just kind of a nostalgia feel for me, and that's what attracted me to this very cabinet, but the games lineup, it's super heavy in beat 'em ups, and so is the new Street Fighter 2 Deluxe. And something new from Arcade1up in 2023 are those screw cap covers. Every Deluxe you buy, or XL, will come with these. You can see the line where the top and the bottom do meet, but you know, you don't notice it, especially when your cabinets are like this and they're just one right after another. You're not gonna see stuff like this, but I mean, look at, here's a cabinet with a riser, here's a cabinet with a riser. It's a lot cleaner look when you don't have that riser. Control deck does have the live button. You could do online, you can play online, you can do online leaderboards. It doesn't light up like other cabinets have, but I think the light up decks are kind of a thing of the past. What's nice about Street Fighter 2 is if you decide to play online, you can go and find a room here and actually give a code. If you don't want people to just jump in, you can have a password, but you can see the lobbies are full. I mean, look at all these people playing Street Fighter 2 right now. You know, these three titles kind of sum up Arcade1up pretty much. Street Fighter 2, Pac-Man, Mortal Kombat 2. We've seen a ton of different variations of these cabinets, along with others like Ms. Pac-Man, Galaga, and so on. And what keeps us buying these, we can get these games anywhere. We can play on multi-cades. It's so easy to find all these games, and for me, I have a ton. I have a ton of different ways to play, and do I play those? I don't, I play these. What attracts me to buy 3 Street Fighter 2 cabinets, and this is actually the second time that I've had 3 Street Fighter 2 cabs. It's this, it's the nostalgia, guys, it's the look. I mean, you just stare at this for a second, they look like they're actually real arcades. They're a lot different than those first renders, those first gens we've seen. Arcade1up has made these better every time they make them. I mean, I would have never bought Pac-Man until seeing this set up at Costco. I mean, look at this. It resembles a real arcade. Look at Mortal Kombat 2. The form factors. This is why I keep buying these things. They resemble a real arcade, and it's nostalgia. What are we doing? We're trying to recreate an arcade. This is a bedroom. You come in this room and you think you're in an arcade. You're tricking your eye into saying, yeah, these are toys, but they're arcades. And that's why we buy them. You know, if you're looking for the same game lineups, you're gonna see sales in the Shinku Hadouken and the Yoga Flame. You'll also see price breaks with Big Blue. But if you want to keep up with Arcade1up, if you want to go for the new Deluxe form factor, the riserless, or the XL, I gotta recommend the new Street Fighter 2 Deluxe. This isn't the first time or the last time we'll see a Street Fighter 2 cabinet from Arcade1up. The reason I have 3 of them here is because they all look different. Arcade1up gives us different form factors every time they give us another release, whether it's Pac-Man, Mortal Kombat, or Street Fighter 2, and that's why I put them all in the same row together, is it's a great comparison. As we see these kind of rotate every year, but they look different, and it attracts us. And it's taking us back to a place that we remember this cabinet. And that's what I'm trying to do at home, recreate an arcade. I want to thank everybody for watching this review, and I'll see you guys next time.